Dallas Mavs owner Mark Cuban accepting sole responsibility for allowing a staffer to keep his job after two alleged domestic violence incidents. ABC's Ryan Smith joins us. And now, Ryan, this story is reportedly a lot bigger than just one Mavs staffer.
That's right, Robin. Good morning. One former employee calling the Mavericks organization, quote, a real-life animal house. A Sports Illustrated report saying the corporate culture was rife with misogyny and predatory sexual behavior. And now one former employee speaking out about what she experienced firsthand. This morning, a former employee of the Dallas Mavericks is speaking out to Dallas ABC affiliate WFAA. Her voice altered at her request.
It was a lot of harassment, you know. I mean, the good old boy system, you had sexual harassment going on.
The former employee opening up following a bombshell Sports Illustrated report claiming the Mavericks organization's front office culture was rife with misogyny and predatory sexual behavior. More than a dozen current and former employees anonymously telling the magazine that the Mavericks' alleged hostile work environment was an open secret, with claims of sexual harassment and domestic violence allegedly being swept under the rug.
I'm excited about the women that are speaking out because just working at the Dallas Maverick, I can remember incident where women were just afraid to even go to HR to talk about what was taking place with them.
Overnight, the Mavericks players who, according to this article, were not accused of any allegations, expressed deep concern.
I was disgusted when I read the article. Yeah, really disappointed that our franchise, that my franchise, that stuff like that was going on.
Oh, no! Mark Cuban, the team's outspoken owner, known for his magnetic TV personality on ABC's Shark Tank.
There is no market at all that you have right now.
Told the magazine regarding the alleged widespread office culture, "This is all new to me. I don't have any tolerance for it." But on Wednesday, accepting sole responsibility for the decision to keep the team's web reporter, Earl Snead, on staff, despite knowing about Snead's involvement in two alleged incidents of domestic violence. Cuban telling ESPN he regrets not following up with police and was not aware of what he calls gruesome details, saying keeping him on staff was a horrible mistake in hindsight.
Mark Cuban is an owner known for his hands-on approach. A lot of the women we spoke to say, look, Mark had to have known. He's adamant that he hasn't.
Overnight, Cuban announcing he's launching an inquiry to investigate multiple allegations of inappropriate conduct and harassment by the team's former president, Terdema Usri, seen here standing by Cuban at the White House in 2012 after winning the NBA championship.
To be clear, Mark Cuban, no one has accused him of being a perpetrator. He's become a focal point of the story.
Now, Usri called the claims in Sports Illustrated, quote, false and inflammatory, and he says he is unaware of any sexual harassment complaints or claims of inappropriate conduct about him during his nearly 20 years with the organization. Earl Snead called the claims about him inaccurate and said he wasn't proud of the relationships described in the report. He said he underwent counseling for both.
Okay, you're an attorney. Mm-hmm. Those two alleged incidents of domestic violence.
Right.
And the club knew about it,
mm-hmm.
but kept him on.
Mm-hmm.
Are they legally liable in any kind of way?
Well, I think they might see some problems. You're talking about whether or not this contributed to a hostile work environment. And if you've got conduct that's pervasive and severe, that it's causing a hostile environment or an abusive situation, and there's a negative effect to it, you could have a situation where employees are filing claims. Now, here what's interesting as well is you have this claim coming up, and I guess what's being said now is, I kept him on, I didn't want him to be in other places possibly having that kind of behavior. Well, then what happens to the people in your organization? And that becomes a problem. Folks could come forward and say, hey, I'm suffering through this kind of environment. I don't know what could happen, and it's making me uncomfortable.
What about the NBA and all this?
Well, it's interesting. So Cuban is doing his own investigation. The NBA is taking the position of we're looking at that. But keep in mind, the NBA can do their own investigation. And they also have two different provisions in their collective bargaining agreement where they can penalize the organization. So if, for example, they find this or the results of the investigation to be conduct detrimental to the league, they can fine him money that could reach $1 million. Not only that, if it's in the best interest of the league to penalize and there's no other solution in the CBA, he could be looking at draft picks or more millions.
All right. Far from over, it seems.
Yeah.
Right,
we'll see how it goes, though, with the investigation.
Enjoy seeing you with Bob Lee on ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Robbie.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.